Hey everybody, it's Brad.
And I'm Krista.
With the Big Family Homestead, and today, many of you guys have been asking us for this video a long time. And, well, there goes Nana, she's walking by. You hear the click, click, click.
Yeah, it's all we hear is click, 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 click.
But our pantry, a tour of our pantry, Homestead Prepper Pantry. So here we go. Okay, first things first. When we first started out in self-reliance, it was much like many of you guys out there, where you realize just how fragile our system is. Our government, the power grid, natural disasters, so many number of things kind of hang by a thread. Mm-hmm. And when we realized that, you know, all we had in our house was probably 3 or 4 days worth of food, we freaked out.
Mm-hmm. So we decided to start prepping. We started with 50-pound bags of rice and beans and more beans and flour, sugar, wheat berries. Goodness, what else? Loads of things, yeah.
Well, the thing is that we were not doing it rationally. We did not start our prepper homesteader pantry rationally. We were basically grabbing for whatever food we could get that was cheap, that we could stick in Mylar bags with the oxygen absorbers, and that it would just be there in the event of something really tragic happening. Yep. And as we started to grow in our knowledge, we started literally growing things. Mm-hmm. That's when we kind of shifted to, we're calling ourselves prep-steaders, I guess.
Right, and we went from just buying things to learning how to renew those sources. So we started growing carrots and tomatoes and cucumbers, things that we could can so that we would have a continual food source.
Exactly. And as our food stores grew, it outgrew where we were living. We were living in Ohio, and we had a dedicated room for the pantry. However, it was completely stocked to the rafters, and we did not have access to a basement, so we could not do a lot of the cool things that we're going to show you we do here today. So you're going to see a mishmash of things, and the reason why is because we started out in that panic mode, mm-hmm. and then we ended up to a place where we're pretty much self-reliant. We probably have at least a year's worth of food for our family if we just had to eat from here.
Right.
And
a way to grow more.
Yeah. That's the prep steading part of it. It's not just I have stuff and then I'm going to use through it or burn through it. No. This is where you have stuff, mm-hmm. but you have a resupply path as well. Right. All right. So what we got over here, Mama, is dried sugars, mm-hmm. spices, and if you notice, we get them on clearance. We always are looking for a deal.
Mm-hmm. Corn that we have dehydrated, brown sugar. These are they tomatoes?
No, there's sun-dried tomatoes.
Yep, sun-dried tomatoes. So.
Yep, and here you'll notice we've got a lot of this stuff, and the reason why is it's usually $1 or less. Mm-hmm. And of course, these are when we started with our beans. And if you know anything about me, it is not odd to see vacuum-sealed bubble gum.
No, not at all, not at all. So we do have a few things that we need to put in Mylar bags, but we have tons of oatmeal, pastas, some rice that needs to get put in a bucket.
Well, now this rice here,
this is
just the stuff that we use on a day-to-day basis. Yep. And once again, sorry about the furnace kicking on there, but it's spaghettis.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of spaghetti.
We get the spaghetti for $1 a box, and we won't spend any more than that, sometimes even less.
Yep, so. And then all manner of pastas, and we get them on sale.
Yep.
And here's something. Look at this.
Mustard.
You can get these things for like 60 cents if you're watching out.
Yep.
And of course, everything's better with a little bit of hot sauce, Frank's.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we still have some of the canned goods that we had from our last place, but largely they had to go.
They did. We were unsure of them moving safely, so we decided to donate them to some friends of ours who had some pigs, if they wanted to give them to the pigs, or they could keep them for themselves.
And the bummer thing about that is with all of the food stores we have now, we honestly probably gave about half of what we have away. So what you're seeing was double or more.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And there's still more over this way, and we'll show you that here in just a second.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, one of the things that we really wanted to do in Ohio, which we were not able to, is so cool right here. Let me show you. You can get behind each and every shelf. All the ones over there where the spaghetti was, you can get behind them. And the reason why this is so cool is because you can restock. You basically take the oldest one, and then when you buy new or get new or raise new, you put it in the back.
Yep.
Now, as we're behind these shelving units here, you can't really see too much to my left, but there's stacks of buckets from when we first started prepping. And it's all of the egg, not eggs. Well, we do have powdered eggs, but the beans and the rice and the instant milk and mashed potatoes, all those things that you can get cheap, and we've kept them. But you got to be very careful not to keep certain things too long, because then they're obviously going to go bad. Stuff goes rancid, and then you've just wasted your money, time, and effort.
So as you can see, we have several empty shelves so that we have space for in the summer when we have a chance to resupply all of the things that we gave away. We'll be able to put them there.
Our canned goods,
Our broth,
yeah,
oh man.
broth.
Oh.
You save a ton of money making your own beef broth, vegetable broth, chicken broth.
Yep.
And so you got to plan ahead to make sure that you're not undersizing the amount of room that you're going to need.
Right.
Because you got to calculate the number of people in your family. You got to figure out how much food you're going to need. And so if you fill all your shelves up and go, hey, we're ready to go, and you're not prepared to understand how much space you're going to actually need, you could end up really, really kind of hosing yourself.
Yeah.
Now, a new part of our pantry is our Thrive Life foods. If you guys have watched the channel at all, you know how much of a fan we are. As a matter of fact, we're consultants for the company, and we've gotten these awesome racks.
Oh,
These
yeah.
racks are great because you can put a number 10 can in the top, and it automatically cycles it to the front so that you're using the, you're going through the proper way. You're using the oldest first.
Yep.
And we basically have gotten, because of the becoming a consultant, we get a lot of this food for free.
Yep.
And we've got a little bit of everything from strawberries, any kind of fruits,
Green
vegetables.
onions. Yeah, there's so many different things that you can get.
Yeah, and it just stores in these cans, and it's good for 25 years. I mean, heck, we even have ice cream. And this has really, really changed the way that we're actually having to reconsider what we're doing for food storage, because now it's might be a problem for us in the spring when it's time to garden.
Right, we are not exactly sure what we're going to grow this year because we have everything, tomatoes, corn. The only thing that they don't have is cucumbers, so that will be a definite. We'll be growing lots of cucumbers this year.
Yeah, lots of stuff. So because we get it, being consultants, and we get a lot of the product for free, we're not probably going to grow the same stuff in the garden this year. And that's a good problem to have, but mainly wanted to show you guys the shelving units just because they're so convenient and so handy. And for example, let's see, here's a number 10 can of strawberries. This stuff's good for 25 years on the shelf, and you can use it just like the way it is.
Right, and they're sealed with an oxygen absorber already in them.
And that's an excellent point too, because a lot of our food from the other side is susceptible to rodents, and we need, one thing we're working on is getting better hard barriers where mice and critters don't get into them.
Yeah.
But this is just not a problem at all.
Right.
So that's kind of our plan. That's our general,
It's what we're working on.
yeah. Now, there is a part B to this, though, because this is the stuff where you come down and you get it when the upstairs has run out. Mm-hmm. We have a pantry upstairs.
Yes, we do. We have a small room that's 6 by 8?
Yeah.
And we have it stocked with all of our open cans of Thrive food. a few ketchups and
Yeah,
cereals and chips and bread and
day-to-day stuff.
Stuff we use every day.
And we'll show you that in another video, but right now it's really, really messy.
Yeah, no, you can't see it yet.
So, oh, I forgot one more thing. When you are a prep steader or you're thinking, what if situations with special needs.
So now our daughter Grace has some special needs, and she has to eat her food through a G-tube. So she gets Pediasure for one of her meals, just so that we know that she gets enough vitamins and minerals. But we've got quite a few stacks of this Pediasure that we have set aside. She also gets cow's milk and goat's milk when we have it in milk.
Well, and also too, we've been experimenting with using the Thrive Life freeze-dried foods, grinding them into a powder, and then hydrating them with a liquid like a milk or something, because it can go through her G-tube.
Really easily.
Yeah, and that way she's going to get just the same diet that we would get without all the muss and fuss of all these cans. Exactly. I mean, we got all these cans because we were in a mode of like, well, how would we feed Grace if we couldn't get the Pediasure? And so, but now we've got a plan B for plan B, which is great. And I think that's kind of it for the tour here.
Yep.
So I'm Brad. Well, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's still a work in progress.
Absolutely. And we learn stuff every season. Don't when you meet somebody that's smart about this stuff, don't think that I know it all.
Oh, no. Glean from these folks who have canned for many generations and made sauerkraut. Our neighbors have made sauerkraut ever since they were, little. And glean from them. It's something really important.
Well, guys, you just never know when something weird's going to happen. And so my encouragement would honestly be, get some food on the shelves that's for that what-if situation. Learn some skills.
Yeah.
Take a first aid class. You never know what's going to happen. And, it's funny because those things always catch us by, off guard. That thing that all of a sudden, poof, you're in a situation and you don't want to be backpedaling.
Right.
And so, I don't know, I probably sound like a goofball, but I just want you guys to take seriously preparedness. So anyway, I'm Brad.
And I'm Christa.
You guys have an amazing day.